So I thought I'd post a video on Plunderstorm from a non-WoW PvPer's perspective and experience. Now I have to be upfront and honest and state that I really dislike PvP in WoW. I don't think it's good, and I've never really enjoyed it whenever I've taken part in it. No matter what form it's been in. There has been the odd exception in the early years of WoW, when the whole of my server of both Horde and Alliance would all descend upon South Shore in Torren Mill for an all-out war between one another. I'll admit that was pretty fun, but it was also a rare occurrence. I also used to enjoy doing Alterac Valley from time to time, but again, it was only something I dabble in every now and then. So I guess what I'm basically saying is, PvP in WoW is just not for me. But that's fine. I'm sure there are people out there who don't like to raid or do Mythic Plus dungeons or pet battles for example, as everyone has their own preference. But when Blizzard announced the Plunderstorm Battle Royale version of the game, to say I was underwhelmed was an understatement. Since Dragonflight was and is nearing the end of its expansion, and with there not being much to do in the game, I have not been playing it as much over the last few weeks or months, which has been great as I've been catching up on my backlog of games. But when I heard something new was coming out, I was looking forward to it. However, when I found out what it was, I was super disappointed, and I could not have been less enthusiastic about it, as remember, I really dislike PvP in WoW, and I thought it was going to be more of the same. However, I decided to give it a try, as I couldn't really complain and be negative about something I'd not actually tried. So I did, and I was wrong. Very wrong in fact, as when I played it, and you figure out what you are doing and how things work, then I thought it was actually really great, and a heck of a lot of fun. Now I'm not brilliant at the game, and I've only ever won one match as a single player, but I didn't care as I was having fun. Now let me be clear, I don't think the game is perfect, and I personally think it would benefit from changing at least one thing, which I thought was problematic, and I'll address that near the end of the video, but overall I think it's good. I think there are a number of reasons, for me at least, as a person who normally avoids PvP content like this like the plague, as to why I was having a lot of fun, so I've broken them down to 4 main reasons, at least in my opinion. Number 1 is accessibility, and by this I mean it was just easy for anyone to pick up and play. It had no steep learning curve or being made overly complicated. It was new to everyone, so we all started from the same place, and once you understood what you needed to do, you just got on with doing it. There were also no add-ons, meaning everyone's UI was the same, therefore no one had any kind of advantage, other than maybe being a higher level, which I will touch on later. You had 2 offensive spells that would obviously do damage, and 2 utility spells that allowed you either to stun, slow stealth or gain momentum etc, and a one-time use item that could either aid you in combat or help you escape from combat. Once you got used to this, you were up and running and away you go. Number 2, it was fast paced, and by this I mean it wasn't time consuming. It took you just over 1 minute or so to start a game from the lobby, and the full duration of the game itself lasted for an average around 15 minutes or so if you made it to the end. If you were defeated, you could quickly leave the game, and in just over a minute you'd be back into another match to do it all again. There was no waiting in long queues for people to join. If people left the game or lobby, then it didn't matter, as there were more than enough people to play, so if you had a free hour or so, you could easily log into the game and get in a good number of matches. At number 3 we have the rewards. Now while some people may dislike rewards, such as pets, mounts and transmogs being gated behind PvP content, especially if you're someone like me who normally dislikes PvP, then I get it, as there are certain things in retail WoW that I will never get because of the fact I do not want to PvP. But that's my choice. However, I think having rewards in Plunderstorm is fine, and it gives people a reason to participate, especially people like me who would not normally do or maybe even try this type of content. I like the fact that you can get a cool mount or something like that, and it gives you a goal to work towards, and if you're having fun at the same time like I was, then the mount is just an added bonus. I think how they have done it in Plunderstorm is pretty fair, and let's be honest, it's really not that difficult to level up and collect the rewards. You can easily get to the max level over the duration of the Plunderstorm event just by doing a few matches a day, as they do offer ways to get bonus rep. I also think it's a smart idea that near the end of the Plunderstorm event, that Blizzard have increased the amount of rep you gain from defeating enemies. This is a good thing to do to stop people from missing out on some of the rewards that people may really want to get, as well as encouraging people to keep playing. So at number 4, I have a limited timed event. I think having Plunderstorm as a limited timed event is actually a positive thing, alongside tying rewards to it, as it makes people play the content or at least try it out, as it did with me. This means people will log in and play to either get the rewards, as they know they will only have a certain amount of time to get them. I'm one of those people, as well as playing the game because they enjoy it. Overall, having a timed event keeps people playing the content in large enough numbers to make sure you never run out of players to fill up the matches. I have heard some people say that they should keep the Plunderstorm event up and not get rid of it, but I disagree. I think if you kept it, people would eventually get bored of it, as they would start calling for new rewards and new abilities, as well as new maps to play, etc. Then at some point the player base would maybe move on to something else, and the queue times for matches would become longer, and it would be harder to get into games. I could be wrong, of course, but it's just my opinion. I know personally that I have not played it as much since I obtained all of the rewards. I still have played it, but it's been a lot more infrequent. I think an interesting question would be just how many people have continued playing Plunderstorm after they have obtained all of the rewards. Now finally, I want to address the one thing that I did not like about the Plunderstorm event, and that was the level cap of 10. This to me causes too much of an unfair advantage in what is a battle royale, where primarily skill should be the determining factor, not because another player is 2 or more levels higher than you, which in my opinion causes too much difference in power. I think a number of times games were and are decided on the gap of the level difference between players. There were a lot of games that I was in where the average player level seemed to be around level 7, and if you happen to encounter someone who is a level 9 or 10, unless you and other players worked as a team to take them out, and you know that always happens in WoW, right? Then you're basically toast, as you really do not have a chance of winning. I'd like to see in future events the level cap be lowered to around 7 or 8, as I'm sure this game will come back at some point. And I'd like to see that part of the game altered, as you should argue that the player's skill should be the determining factor, and not because they are a higher level than you. That's not always the case, I'll admit, but you get my point. Overall, as a non-PvPer, I really enjoyed Plunderstorm for the period of time that I played it. I'll now look forward to future events like this, and I'll definitely be joining in the fun. So please let me know your thoughts on this. What do other non-PvPers think about this content? And what do the regular PvPers think about this content? I'd really be interested to know. Anyway, thanks for watching, please do like and subscribe for more content like this, and I'll see you next time.